Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I recorded this show because it's a very important show for us today. One moment there. I'm pulling up my information. I am pulling up my information. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So, um, sources today, September 1st, 2025. This is reported by Hip Hop News, Hip Hop DX. The Alchemist denies Erykah Badu collab was supposed to drop last week. So it looks like there was supposed to be some music that was supposed to drop last week, and it was denied specifically from, it looks like, Alchemist's direct Instagram webpage. Just kind of going over that. The Alchemist has denied that his Erykah Badu collaboration album was ever supposed to drop last week. Most fans, as well as Badu, appeared to believe the project, titled Abby and Allen, was going to be released on Friday, August 29th. But now the legendary producer is denying that was ever the case. He wrote on X, "Please show me where I said anything was coming out today." After fans posted receipts of Badu hyping the album, Alchemist replied, "This is not from me. Show me where I ever posted this." Laugh out loud. He added, "If you follow me, you know when I got something to drop, I'll make it very clear when it's available and where." His comments are especially confusing given Badu appeared to be under the impression the project was dropping last week. In a video statement announcing a delay to the release of the highly anticipated album, she said, "The Alchemist told me to tell y'all the album is not dropping at midnight. A release date for the album has not yet been announced." Badu and the legendary producer first teased the collab back in December 2024, when Alk posted a series of photos showing them in the lab. He captioned the montage life-altering, but didn't elaborate on anything further as to what they were working on. The duo later made the album official back in March, but details have been scarce about the content of the project. Erykah Badu's last studio album was March 2010, New America Part 2, Return of the Ankh, which debuted as number 4 on the Billboard 200. Later that year, she released her first and only compilation album, Icon, in 2015. She released her first and only mixtape, But You Can't Use My Phone. Since then, the exclusive artist has only jumped on a handful of features, most recently being Rhapsody's Grammy Award winning 3AM. The track is an ode to the joys of late night love and features both artists paying homage to the people that make them feel best. The duo first performed the song together at Badu's 53rd birthday celebration in Dallas last February. The post, "The Alchemist denies Erykah Badu collab was supposed to drop last week," appeared first on Hip Hop DX. So I'm reading directly from Hip Hop DX's source of the situation that was supposed to happen but never happened. Is a possibility of, paperwork, business. You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to make sure and has to make sure that their business is straight when it comes to doing music business. All right. Nobody wants anything to be released before anything is finally negotiated. Your paperwork is straight, everything black and white, signed, sealed, and delivered. You know what I mean? Because this business is really based off of black and white. It's not based off verbal. People can tell you and say you the world, and they can be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna look out for you and I'm gonna hook you up and whatever like that." But if you ain't signing no paperwork, all that stuff means nothing, because people talk. They could just say whatever they want to say, and if you just go for the okey doke and you just fall for it, whose fault is that? It's not nobody else's fault but your own. So you gotta be on top of your game at all times. You know what I'm saying? You got to know exactly what's right for you, because if you don't, people are going to always try to take advantage of you. And being taken advantage of, especially when you work hard, when you up late at night, you burning electricity, your light bill comes in, it's like $200-300 for the lights. And you're like, oh my God, how am I going to pay this bill? And you know you have something in the works that's gonna pay that bill. And then you turn around and the money ain't right, or something ain't come through right, and now you got, you know, the electric company on your back talking about they're gonna shut your lights out. Whose fault is that? That's your fault, because you wasn't preparing yourself for the business itself, because this whole thing is based off business. So if you don't know the business, then you need to understand it's all about business. And let me tell you something. We can be cool with each other. There's nothing wrong with being human and being cool with each other. But learn how to do good business, because when you learn good business, good things happen for you in your life. When you do bad business, it's not just, you know, a bad situation, but it tells people that you are a bad person eternally because you do bad business. And then some people actually say, oh, it's just all business. And it's all messed up. It's just completely, totally messed up. It's crazy. But, and something just wasn't right, because your spirit, felt kind of awkward. You were like, you know what, something just wasn't right. You know, maybe it could have been done this way. Yes. But then sometimes when you see something that's awkward, or something that's out of place, or something that ain't right, sometimes you got to have the courage to step in and say, let me try to make this right, because whatever they're doing is wrong. And that what that also shows you is that it's not good business, it's bad business. And that shows you what kind of person you're working with. You got individual people that have bad intentions. They have bad, business ethics. And so when things happen, that's awkward, or, out of place, you're like, why'd that happen? Observe who you're working with. It's not just all about money all the time, or, the opportunity. It's about the person you're working with. Stay attentive, stay aware of the people that you're working with. Because if you don't, whose fault is that? It's your fault. You can't blame anybody else but yourself, because guess what? At the end of the day, everybody's going to point their fingers at you and say it was your fault. It was nobody else's fault but your own. You didn't pay attention. There was no black and white. You was allowing people to do whatever they wanted to do. They verbally told you that. There wasn't no promises made. You know what I'm saying? Or nothing in solid stone. So because there was nothing there, who you going to blame? But then that the people that do stuff like that do make verbal agreements, that don't keep their word, are bad business people. And you stay away from people that do bad business. You got to know how to do good business. There is a such thing as you could still be successful around people that do good business. You don't always have to be around people that do bad business, right? Some people think, oh, I can get ahead because this person is that way. He got a bad, I just like the way he just get over on people and run over. No, because guess what? You're still being watched spiritually. So all that stuff that you do, it's not just being done in the physical, it's being done in the spiritual as well. So you got to watch what you're doing and how you deal with people. You see what I'm saying? So that's just something that has to be paid attention to. The music business is business, right? We all have contracts in life. Whether you know it or not, we all have a contract. That Bible you have in your hand is your contract. You can't get away from it. Everything that's written in it is like a contract. So you have no excuse. You can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." It's written in black and white, so you can see it. All right. So anyway, I don't want to get too far off track. Today, I have somebody that I would like to share. Um, I think she's a very talented individual. She's a very talented artist. I think that she's on her way up. She is going to be successful. I see where she's going. She has the it. Her work ethics is impeccable. It's crazy. Introduced to me through a friend of mine, a good business individual person that's doing his best to help people as well. Leo, the manager, who introduced me to a young artist by the name of Pharah Phitted. And I'd like to introduce you to this new song she has called ELLO. Ladies and gentlemen, preparing the song on Unplugged first, ELLO.
You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. Baby, you come from the ghetto, 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 yeah. And I love you like it's, yeah, I love you like it's. Say you had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's, yeah, I love you like it. I've seen you around, and I like what I see. If you come my way, I can make you believe in you and me. Unity, oh it's sweet, deep like sea, deep like peace, deep, deep dive. You intrigue, I've arrived, I've arrived. You decide if you're gon' roll with a real one. What they doing now, I've been done. Tell them come down before I call Tyler. It's gonna be real hard for you to get my love. Come too far to get tied up. One phone call, now indoor ya. Been a ball hard, gon' get my dough. I've been in charge, you just getting caught up. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. Baby, you come from the ghetto, 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 yeah. And I love you like it's, yeah, I love you like it's. Say you had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's, yeah, I love you like it. Loving the way that your body moves like a melody. Never had me pick and choose, gon' break the rules, who you telling me? I know them fools on jealousy, steady hate, but they watch the moves like telenovela. Just order the bellows, I for the special, just take it to go. I am the favorite, I know we gon' lock in the low. Iced out, no rock and roll. Much cream, call me Al Capone. Gotta scream it like Geronimo. When I touch the gold, I'm the one that just got the blow. Out the zone, touchdown too easy. Run round the wind blow, I'm too breezy. Action speaking, this ain't no make believe. I can't believe what I'm receiving. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. You had me at ELLO, 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 eh. Baby, you come from the ghetto, 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 yeah. And I love you like it's, yeah, I love you like it's. Say you had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's music. You had me at ELLO, picture me with you in it. You come from the ghetto, love you like it's, love you like it's, love you, 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 love you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That was ELLO by the most talented Pharah Phitted. I'm telling y'all, man, this year is going to be something phenomenal. You have artists like this individual. Um, we have Kendall Shiree, a lot of other different artists, Tribal Tone, Sandro Keys, City the Great, of course myself, Mark Payne, Novel Hooley, C Mac. We got so many people, so many artists out here that are ready and willing to do whatever it takes to become successful. And on Unplugged Radio, this is what we do. We unplug the radio. We don't keep it plugged into the same things. We don't keep it tuned in to what everybody else is listening to. We keep it unplugged because we play a diverse set of music. We're not afraid to go against the grain. We're not afraid to bring it back to old school or play the new school or play different genres of music. We're not afraid of that. You know, we want the world to hear music. We don't just want them to hear the same things over and over again. We want creativity. We want something fire, something dope that people can listen to, right? That they're missing. And it's always requested. Hey man, I miss that music that we used to listen to back in the day. Well, guess what? It's coming back 360. Even wax, which was never really to me, never really played out, but wax for artists now are coming in where an artist can release their music on wax now. So I mean, it's just everything is just coming back to 360. And you know what? Wax, I think Wax sold so many records at the birth of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like at the birth of hip hop, like Wax just went crazy. You know what I mean? Because there was so many DJs out there that was scratching on the records. They was finding break records and finding, break parts in the records and stuff. And Grandmaster Flash being one of them. You know what I'm saying? Where he took the records and they scratched the records. So and found break parts on the record. So it's like, you can you can tell how important wax is. Wax is extremely important. So I'm glad that they're bringing back wax because it kind of brings back the essence of music, analog, that sampling era, you know what I mean? Where we took samples from the records, the rich sound of music, you know what I mean? So hopefully it'll be that sound that we missed for real. Um, but, and talking about successful people, man, um, the weekend is just doing his thing, man. I was just looking here um, by the Billboard, right? The weekend's Blinding Lights becomes first song to hit 5 billion streams on Spotify. Now, that's a lot of streams, all right? But it's not a lot of money either. That's another thing that we definitely have to touch on maybe on another day, another time. But the weekend's Blinding Lights continues to make history. On Sunday, August 31st, Spotify announced on Instagram that the 2020 mega hit has officially become the first song in the streaming platform's history to hit 5 billion streams. Shortly after, the weekend, real name Abel Tesfaye, took to his Instagram story to share the news with his 78 million followers. And congratulations to that brother, man. I know he came through a lot. He came up, became successful, and did his thing, right? It's just all about focus. You know what I mean? It's all about focus. You can come up through any situation that you go through. I'm telling you. You got individuals that got stories about sleeping in their cars and, sleeping in the park and stuff like that, that grinding and just going heavy with the music. You know what I mean? They just stayed focused. They never lost their focus. It doesn't matter what people say. What matters is what you do. What matters is how much you are consistent and you practice. Practice. Don't never get too cocky. Don't never get too arrogant. Don't never get too happy and say to yourself, I don't need to practice no more. I don't need to do this thing no more because I got it down packed. There's no such thing as that. You always need to be on your game and sharp. Stay sharp at all times because there's always somebody behind you that's even sharper than you. They're sharpening their tools and they're going to make it sharp, so sharp that when you hear it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm just washed up. But it doesn't have to be that way because focus is the key. Focus and using your ears. Use your ears. Use your spirit. Use everything that you have in you, the tools that you were given to become successful. Look, there are so many people in the world that have become successful through consistency. There are so many people that have become successful because they refuse to give up. When people have told them to give up, oh, you trash, oh, you just need to give up. No, just because everybody doesn't like what you're doing doesn't mean that you won't become successful at what you're doing. It's just a matter of time before you become so great at what you're doing that people are going to be in bewilderment and be like, wow, that was fire. Yo, whatever she's doing or whatever he's doing or whatever they are doing is fire. But the successful person is the one that just keeps going. Don't pay attention. Don't become so egotistic because of what somebody said to you that it overshadows your creativity, because an ego can destroy you as well. So don't allow those things to overshadow you on your way to becoming successful. And this brother here, you can see, you know, he focused. He focused on what he wanted to do. He focused on his craft. He stays out of trouble. I don't even read anything about him where it's drama. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, also, you know, I come from a camp of individuals that I've never seen in any types of tabloids or, you know, things that where I could read that it was drama. You know, New Edition. You know, they are very quiet but successful group. You know what I'm saying? And you know, their bio said it all. When you watch the New Edition story, it said everything. It told you what you needed to hear. And they kept it all out the media. You know what I mean? They kept all their drama and noise or whatever they had to do or went through, they kept it within themselves or between themselves. You know, they never let it get out to hurt them. So it's a big lesson learned from that. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the drama. You don't have to be a part of the drama. You don't have to be a part of the, you know, the gangs and stuff like that, where, you know, you're hurting each other and you're killing each other to get to where you want to get to. That's not, you know, a success story. You know, it's a sad story. So stay away from things like that. Anyway, that's my time, y'all. I wish everybody much success, specifically to Pharah Phitted. Big shout out to you in your music career. We're going to do everything we can to assist you. Make sure your music is played on Unplugged Radio, and make sure that, you know, whatever we can do to assist you, to make you stay focused. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do. Big shout out to Leo, the manager, for doing his part and, you know, shooting the dopest artists over in this direction to Unplugged Radio with your boy, Mark Payne. I deeply appreciate you, brother, for, you know, looking out and doing everything you can. The hard work that you're putting in, man, you know, is much noticed. Much noticed. You know what I'm saying? And we will do everything we can in our power to make sure that everything goes smooth and runs smooth on our end to help assist you in anything that you are trying to do in this music business as well. Shout out to all the artists that have submitted their music: Tribal Tone, Nisha Nashay, Novel Hooli the Goat, C-Mac, City the Great, Kendall Shiree, Pharah Phitted, and, you know, other artists that I haven't even, you know, I can't remember right now, but big shout out to you guys that have submitted your music. Oh, and the Real Delane, you know, young artist, you know, 14 years old. Big shout out to her too, you know, for being so courageous and submitting her music for the world to hear. But like I said, that's my time, y'all, and I hope that everybody's have a wonderful day. Stay blessed on this wonderful holiday day today. Stay out of trouble. Look out for each other. Peace and love.
Yeah, check the mic, 1, 2. Is this thing on? Got my headphones laced, ready to drop some bombs. Mark Payne in the house, yeah, he's the host. Dropping true bombs coast to coast. Smooth operator, words like velvet flow. Spitting fire, watch the whole crowd glow. Yeah, this the sound, the rhythm and the rhyme. Mark Payne on the track, killing it every time. Is this thing on? Can you hear me now? Mark Payne's podcast, gonna show you